to This Very Moment Collective. You are right on time. Whenever you're watching this reading is timeless. So we'll be tapping into our spirit guides, our angels, the universe, and we're going to see what message spirit has for us in this very moment. My Etsy shop is in the description if you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, manifestation candles burned on my altar. All that stuff is there. And these are the messages that showed up already. So right away, I'm tapping into someone in your energy. Honestly, multiple people in your energy. And honestly, it is kind of coming across as vampiric, but tapping into their energy itself, it seems pure. We got a lot of cards talking about new souls, talking about young people, talking about people making attachments to you specifically at this time. And it seems like you're trying to shake them off. And every time you shake off one of these younger souls, another one just manifests and pops up in front of you, and they're all looking to you for guidance. You're kind of building an army collective of people who want to support you, want to help you, are very endeared by you, may find themselves often falling in love with you, or, feeling like they have romantic feelings for you, all that kind of stuff. And it's really rooted in their belief in you and feeling inspired and wanting to support you. But because they haven't had as much development as you have on this journey, or you're just on different kind of times in your life right now, it's actually more of a burden because these people need more help than they may even be aware of. So it just creates a whole disaster. So we have Scepter, a new baby that has come out. Scepter, it says your energetic output is attracting others and situations into your life. Be mindful. So for some of you, honestly, this could be completely accidental. If you look back on your timeline, though, you may notice whenever you start practicing magic, like whenever you start manifesting, whenever you start leveling up, even just setting intention, it kind of brings it, it's almost like it triggers this, kind of loop where it brings back old people, old situations. It's like, two step forward, one step back. It can feel like at times, because it's like, as soon as I have some progress and I really start to get the momentum, I'm being pulled back by specific people, or I'm being pulled back by situations, like repeating again. It can get quite weird. So I will say, for a lot of you, this is connected to your energetic output. So just be mindful of doing something when you're practicing magic, or, creating yourself a sigil that you can hang up in your room that can kind of untangle the energy or prevent entanglements from happening when you're manifesting, because you kind of make yourself like a target when you manifest, because you're calling something towards you. And even if it's like, okay, I'm trying to manifest a new house, and now I got this bozo that I dealt with in the past, they're like coming in trying to get another chance. It's like, no, that's not the vibe, spirit. Why does this keep happening? You may even start to mislabel your manifestations. Like, I was trying to manifest a house and I manifested a husband. What is going on? Like, you could have, these quantum entanglements happening. We have new baby. It says there will be a new addition to your family, or a new start. More of that new souls kind of energy. Surprisingly, I wasn't getting this card in a traditional way at all. I'm not really seeing like a new baby being born. Maybe for a small portion of you, that could be a message for you. So listen, be mindful of that at this time if you're not trying to start a family. But I was getting that way more related to the other messages that, Spirit has given us before. We have love returns. It says a past love or crush has good intention. So again, it's like, there's two cards in this deck talking about love returning, and one is the love coming back with bad intentions, and you got the one that says, we have a romantic partner from the past coming back with good intentions. So it is, like they tapping into their energy. They really don't mean to, get you off target track. They don't mean to interfere with your life, or, they don't have ill intent in any way, but some way, somehow, these attachments, these energies do end up becoming a burden, to you. We have detox time. And this is your vibe right now. It says releasing toxins from your body, mind, and diet. So you may be really called to like a physical transformation, specifically like a detox, maybe not even to look a certain way, like for aesthetic purposes, but you may already be feeling called to, you know what, I want to try this, super clean diet for, 3 weeks just so I can cleanse out the system type thing. And that's definitely led by spirit. Spirit is also trying to help you detox because it does seem like it's something you can only fight against for so long. And also, as you get into these friendships, these connections, as you meet these people, you start to develop, the desire to look out for them. You start to develop feelings for them, whether they're romantic, whether they're platonic, what have you. And, when they're coming in and they're getting recharged, if they go back out into the big bad world and then they try to come back, you may not be as open, because that is something that can negatively affect you after a while. It's like, imagine, getting a new friend and then all of a sudden they switch up when, they're feeling confident, or, they find, a new friend and they're like all about that person again. It can kind of make you question, like, was it ever real? Like, so it's looking like you are wanting to detox from this energy. I am starting to feel like there could be a little bit of a negative influence here. So I'm going to have to get to the root of that. We have listen only to love. When this card came out, I got like a vision of like a feminine looking shadow figure. It was like a dark shadow figure with long hair, and they were whispering in Collective's ear. So spirit is saying like, not everyone who knocks at your door is someone who has good intentions. Listen only to love at this time. When people start to say certain things, do certain things, unless the root of it is love, be very weary of it and even go so far as to avoid it if you can. Because not everyone is saying these things, doing certain things, for your benefit. Some of these souls, some of these energies that are attaching to you, seeing you as a leader, seeing you as someone they want to follow and support, are really just kind of blindly following you like moths to a flame. But I am feeling this undertone of something else that we'll sort out. Listen only to love. It says, don't allow fear to distract you from your divine mission. So spirit is also calling in some support for you so that you can reach the next stage of your journey. We got the Six of Wands reverse and the Queen of Wands reverse. So you're coming up with a lot of life force, a lot of fire energy. Fire energy is all about vitality. It's all about making things happen. Very energetic, very active. And we have the Queen of Wands reverse, which could even represent like an abuse of power, someone taking advantage of the vulnerability or the openness of the source. And in this context, that would be you, like the light. And then we have the Six of Wands reverse. So that's kind of like, blocking your plans. That's kind of like an energy of people stealing your spiritual wealth, tapping into your kind of like Akashic wealth and eating off of it. So spirit, what is the root? What can you tell us about that? What is the root of all these souls being attracted to Collective? Is it literally just inspiration? Is there anything unknown, malefic attached to Collective? Okay, so I'm getting a very woo-woo spiritual message, not gonna lie. The message that I got right away was that a portal opened through a heartbreak. Someone, this may not be for everyone, but someone, we have the Ten of Swords with the Ten of Cups reversed and the Two of Cups. Someone got a taste of true divine love, and that person may have betrayed them. That person may have triggered a villain era. That person likely triggered an awakening, but also maybe a more cryptic version of Collective. I'm picking up that a heartbreak, and it doesn't have to be romantic, Two of Cups can also talk about like soulmate type contracts, like parental relationships, losing a parent or seeing your parents get divorced. That's something that can trigger this as well. But that situation brought out a version of you that was really helpful at that time, but the door hasn't exactly been closed you know, when it comes to like the shadow self having as much control. It could be a defensive mechanism for collective at this point. It could also be a source of power for collective at this point. But I'm definitely actually picking up that the source of this energy may be internal, or it may be something that was triggered by a low vibrational vampiric, you know, kind of soul sucking energy or person having access to you, bringing out a different version of you that made you fight back. But in order to fight back, you had to become someone who had that darkness in you to make those kind of moves and bite back. So that version or, you know, energetic imprint has not been, you know, kind of sent back to where it came from, like even on an internal level. And it is affecting something here. It could be a spirit attachment. I'm not super quick to jump into like spirit attachments. Oh, and you know what? I'm realizing this is the 8 of Swords that we have here, not the 10. The 10 is actually right here showing up reversed. So this would be something that was actually looking a bit more toxic than I even saw before. But it's feeling like, you know, with this 10 of Swords reversed, that person actually may have a hold on you or impact with you. This could be from a soul tie that you have with someone who is very dark that is still able to influence you. So this is a good time to take inventory of the people that you're with at this time, especially physically, even on a friendship level. If you sleep in the same bed, like when you know, hang out with this person, say you stay the night, that is enough to create a soul tie, even with a friend, someone you've never been physically intimate with. But specifically for those that you have been physically intimate with, this is a good time to take inventory of those energies, because you know, I am seeing that is likely affecting you if this is not something that's completely from the past. Other than that, I was getting the Star card here, so it is looking like a huge part of this is just your star power, just your light. And also, the Star can talk about divine timing. The Star can also talk about tapping into wealth that you didn't have before, you know, like all the constellations in the back of the Star card talks about divine timing, like how we have certain transits that make us extra lucky, or certain transits that can be like a portal, like Lionsgate, for an example. You could have something transiting your natal chart that's making you super magnetic, super powerful at this time. And that's making people want to come, you know, towards you and cling to you. But I am seeing that there is something more to that. So this would be a good time to slowly but surely step away from someone if you know they have like really rank energy, because it is influencing you in a negative way. So it's a good time to create a boundary, or, you know, kind of transmute that situation, that relationship, and that person, so that they're not showing up in this way. We got the High Priestess reversed, and we have the 9 of Pentacles showing up. So you're like a beacon of wealth, but everyone can see it besides you, or everyone can access it besides you, which is kind of like chilling. If you try to tap into your own magic, your own power, it's like a dud. For some of you, it may not work out. But if you see how someone that you're building a friendship with or a relationship with is struggling with something, soon as you set that intention, all of a sudden you can magically like transmute their situation and help level them up. So you guys will have to let me know what you know about that and what's up with that, because that is very weird that, you know, whenever you try to channel your own energy, maybe it's the wrong channel you're using, or maybe when you, so that's the thing, when you're lucky, the luck comes to you. You don't have to create it or conjure it. So if you try to conjure it, it could create a falsehood of not being powerful, because you never needed to conjure it. It was something that was always destined for you, always going to come, you know, towards you on your path. But maybe it's a false sense of not being able to make things happen due to trying to set the intention altogether, because Star card, you are naturally the star, you are naturally lucky, you naturally have 9 of Pentacles wealth, you will always be taken care of, you will always get to the other side of that situation, you will always end up on top, you will always end up seeing your enemies defeated. You know, so Spirit's like, we really don't have to conjure this energy. Where is collective supposed to be focusing at this time? Spirit, where are you trying to lead them? What are you trying to show us? Okay. So right away, we have share your art with the world and sensitivity. So you have a unique, deep sensitivity that people would actually resonate with. I'm actually seeing the things that we'd rather not talk about, or the things that we'd be too cringed out to do, being the things that Spirit is like, show them. And you know what? Immediately, I don't know why, I just think of Trisha Paytas. I think it was the cringe aspect, because I'm like, some of the things that lady be doing is so cringy, but also it's so entertaining and just so real to a degree. And it's definitely admirable to see someone do what they love, do cosplay and do photo shoots and go online and just be completely unhinged, or sing a song in a bad wig, it's just like, and that's just her vibe, and she just doing her thing, and we're just watching. I'm seeing that you, collective, have a deep sensitivity, and maybe it's not exactly manifested like Trisha Paytas. I'm not telling you to, share your art like her, but whatever your specific thing is that you feel like other people wouldn't want to see. So for like, for using her as an example, maybe it's like, okay, I wouldn't post myself in a bad wig, singing also bad, off tune, but I could see her doing that. For you, it could be, maybe I couldn't be brave enough to share, my darkest like relationship, for an example, that I've been through, but you're being called to that because it's going to hit in a way that can deeply impact people. And yeah, that's 1,000% true. Stuff like that is going viral every day. Like, the different series, did I marry, or dealing with XYZ type of person, or this swindler here, this person there. We want to hear about that. Whereas before, collectively, we were too afraid to share that kind of stuff. And also, not wanting to be looked at in a negative light. You're being called to share your art, whatever that is for you. For some of you, it's not even like something, cringe. It's maybe that you're not really seeing the full picture, or you're like, I still got, work to do. I still need to get better. And Spirit's like, no, this is what I need the world to see. So, trust the process. We have share your art with the world. It says it's time to allow others to enjoy your creative work. So I am seeing Spirit saying, post those drafts, post that content, start that platform, share your art with the world, post, what you want to sell here and there, create that website, shop around at local galleries, see which one you can get your work in. Like, let's get this moving, connect with other artists, other people doing what you're doing, allow them to help you, guide you, inspire you. Sensitivity, it says your sensitive feelings are a muse and inspiration for your creativity. So you know what? That's actually reading to me a different way now that I read the blurb on the bottom of the card, because the card is actually saying that your feelings are your energy and your power. So I wonder if Spirit is bringing, I feel like Spirit is also asking you to reflect on your past experiences, not only to transmute it, but to use as fuel to go further, that relationship that didn't work out, using, this as fuel to imagine how you would really stunt on that person, okay, once you get the chance. Like, visualization is so powerful. Literally, watching a mind movie of yourself, like, finally getting to flex on your ex can literally turn into a manifestation. So, Spirit's saying, like, don't count anything out. At this time, you are meant to go a lot further than where you are. Spirit, what about these souls that are attached to them? I don't know. I mean, I guess there is no good or bad, but I do wonder, like, what would be better, or what you're to do with them. Are you to create distance with them? Are you to support them? I am curious, Spirit. What about these souls that genuinely need collective? So we have Sanat Kumara with light activation. So Spirit is saying having these souls in your energy does activate your light, though. You may find yourself immediately kind of locking in as soon as there is a problem presented to you by, someone that you've met, or a friend, someone you've been connecting with. It says shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. So not gonna lie, at this time, you're getting a personal message on what you're supposed to be doing. You likely knew exactly what it is when this reading started. For some of you, we got that it's, sharing your story. For some of you, I see you're already focusing on a personal intention with manifesting. Um, and I would definitely say following through on where you're being called at this time is going to naturally kind of set things off for you. You can even just write a list of everything you're interested in at this time or everything you've been wanting to do and literally just pick the thing that sticks out to you the most, or put the options in a generator online. Pick a number for me, 1 through 20. You write your list of 20 different things you want to do and then tell the generator, pick me a number. Oh, number 17. All right, we're doing number 17, and that's learn a new language. So that's what we're doing. So even if you want to do it that way, that is all right. If you kind of get analysis paralysis. We have the Miriam with Sacred Vision. It says, choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all and remember that love has no boundaries. So to a degree, not going to lie, I do see Spirit wants you to support these souls, but it's not really support in a traditional sense. It's support through transmutation. When they do leave your life collective, they do level up, or they do get, well, not everybody, but they do get closer to whatever their purpose is. And it's not to be under your wing forever. Spirit is saying, just as other people recognize the light in you, you can naturally recognize the light in other people, push them towards that light, and, and continue on your journey. That's all. Shine the light where it needs to be seen and keep on keeping on. So you meet someone, say their romantic partner, and they're super, the Lulu and a bit narky. Shine that light on that person, and that's all you're meant to do. Beyond that, dip. You know what I mean? Like, proceed with your journey and where you're being led. Or say you meet a friend and this person is super demotivated and they have so much potential to like make more money or to be successful or to be happier in this life, but they're squandering it with, say they, eat bad and, they don't take care of themselves. Shine that light on those areas that once cleared will bring them to that personal transformation, and let it go and release it. I'm going to see how long, we'll be kind of working through this energy. It's not forever, but I know it can be exhausting. We have the white eagle, the ancestor spirit. It says, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. Some of you are a part of a collective of healers, and Spirit is saying we can heal this now. Like, we can heal ourselves as healers. We can now go into our generational shift where we're no longer in healing mode and helping mode and serving the souls mode, but we're moving into taking care of ourselves mode, recharging, getting into a good space, a much better space, and returning back to self. Spirit, is this their life purpose to some degree? Yeah, we got the Polar Lisa, which is, some tarot decks have an additional card. This is one of them for this deck. The Polar Lisa, who is like the main character in this Teddy deck. So to see her in reverse lets me know that people are taking advantage of your power and they're using your power, and they're now trying to channel your energy and your Akashic blessings towards their life. It is a form of destiny swapping. I had a weird revelation about that the other day that I wasn't ready to talk about, but it was on my mind in the beginning of your reading as well. I should have said it then because it was probably a message for someone for real, but I was realizing how destiny swapping can 1,000% happen in relationships. A lot of times we think about it as like jobs, co-workers, friends wanting to take your opportunities, right? It's harder to think of it in a relationship context because it's like, well, we're totally different. How are they going to, steal my destiny? But it's not in a traditional destiny swapping sense. It's in the sense where people will, leech onto you like a parasite and suck you dry of the blessings in the moment. And they don't completely swap destinies. They just basically kind of drain your Akashic bank account until it's empty, and then they go move on. And once you break up, sometimes your friends could even end up liking this person more with all the triangulation. They could end up more popular, after the fact, like, it's a form of destiny swapping for sure. With this polar Lisa energy reverse, spirit is saying your main priority is detoxing. I would chill out on the manifestation just temporarily, or have someone else do it for you for now, so you're not getting energetically entwined, because it is making you kind of a target. Spirit is leading you to a full detox. Do that big detox you've been really called to do. Or look up online, how can I do an in-depth detox, and get started with that. You probably already know if you're spiritual, but you can take a salt bath specifically with herbs and oils in there for cleansing. Cleanse your space with sage or Palo Santo, or Florida water. Spraying that around your house will cleanse it. You can even mix up like lemon essential oil with frankincense and water, just like maybe 5 drops each, and put that in a spray bottle, spray it over your walls in your house, cleanse your home, and also bless it with the frankincense in there. But people are siphoning your energy at this time, collective. Polar Lisa reverse, this is like even the ruler of this realm. You really are an advanced spiritual being. And with that showing up reverse, that lets me know that the kids are kind of getting out of control, and they're maybe not intentionally, but they are stealing quite a bit of energy. So we got the Justice card here. Love it. All about coming back into balance. 2 of Pentacles, alchemizing. Nice. Wheel of Fortune with the Page of Swords. So Spirit's saying, like, once we move past this energy, we are going to get back to a space where your luck is coming in and your blessings are flowing the way they should be. And, things are in order the way that they should be, because it's been a bit messed up, with all these people in your energy. So definitely a good time to, separate from people who are leached off of you. Time to clean house. For some of you who this is like your close friends and family, this may mean making a move, big crazy move in the middle of the night, and not telling anyone about it. Okay, so depending on your situation, you may have to go a bit harder and consider more extreme measures. But your safety is your number one priority at this time. We got the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Swords. All about new opportunities, new places. Wheel of Fortune is blessing, so I see your blessings starting to unfold as well. Once we're kind of detaching from all of these energies, and some of them are pure, but I also feel like some of them are turning a bit malefic, so it's better to just kind of create a little bit of a separation. Spirit is definitely calling you to at this time, and also helping you. So if you do want to focus on manifestation still, I would definitely channel your energy towards focusing on creating energetic blocks and barriers, doing some repelling work. You already know I got custom spell work on my Etsy shop. I can do it for you. With my custom spell work, you can choose 3 different intentions, so you can hit this at 3 different angles, even manifest like the things that you do want some help on, the things that you were manifesting before, not creating that entanglement, having someone else do it. But if you do want to focus on manifestation, I would focus more on that, focusing on, all right, let's get these attachments out of here. Let's cleanse that energy. Spirit, what else do you have for the collective at this time? We got the Wolf Spirit showing up. Are you a lone wolf? It says turn knowledge into wisdom. So Spirit's like, all right, we're more aware now about what's going on. And ultimately these people, like, you can have empathy for them. It is really ultimately you have something that they don't. So they're coming to you for it. But maybe being a lone wolf ain't so bad, because the lone wolf ain't getting sucked dry. The lone wolf has its own sanctuary, its own resources, and doesn't have to worry about feeding anyone else with their, they're killed after the work that they've done. We also have the Lizard Spirit. It says dream the world into being. So yeah, those are the 2 main areas, like, returning to self, reclaiming your power, channeling your energy back towards yourself, and then also focusing back on that creativity. It's like everything kind of leads us back to that creativity, and Spirit saying, okay, collective, we know that we have something to share right now or something that we've been really called to do. So I would say focus on clearing, focus on detoxing, taking yourself out of alignment with people who are draining you, keeping your plans completely hush hush and quiet and moving in silence. That is what I have for us today, collective. My Etsy shop is in the description if you would like your own private tarot reading, custom spell work, manifestation candles burned on my altar. All that is there. And that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon.